Let's get into the debate over the burkini and how Muslims see the swimsuit. I'm joined here by Zainab Chaudhry. She's with the Council on American-Islamic Relations. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's start with the basics. Why do some Muslim women prefer to wear the burkini?
You know, it's a modest way to be involved in, beach activities and go to the ocean and be able to swim without exposing your body. For many Muslim women, that's a great concern. It's actually one of the detractors for why many Muslim women don't participate in, swimming, or they don't go to the ocean because they feel like they don't have attire that meets our religious requirements. And the burkini is an answer to that dilemma.
What do you make of the backlash against what the French government is doing? Were you surprised by the outpouring support?
We were surprised to some degree. We're not surprised that the burkini ban was implemented in the first place because unfortunately we know that there's been a history of Islamophobic kind of anti-Muslim policies that have unfairly targeted France's minority Muslim communities. So we weren't so much surprised by the burkini ban itself in the 26 cities across southern France that has been implemented in so far. But there has been an outpouring of support internationally, globally, for Muslim women who wear the burkini. And I think it's really wonderful to see that there's that kind of sense that women should have the right to wear and what they feel comfortable and dress the way that they feel comfortable without being forced to conform to these kind of laws that don't allow them to.
So do you feel that the tide could turn and this ban could be overturned in some of these towns? Do you think public opinion will overrule what was decided by government officials?
Well, we know today the top administrative court in France ruled that the burkini ban was not lawful in one town. So we're hoping that that'll set a precedent for the other municipalities where the burkini ban is currently in effect. That's something time will tell, but I'm sure human rights activists and Muslims specifically across the world will be paying close attention to find out how France's elected officials are handling this situation. Muslim women who wear the burkini are no different than Jewish women who wear traditional attire while they're swimming in the ocean, or nuns who wear their traditional attire, their religious attire, or people who wear a wetsuit. It's no different than a wetsuit in the sense that it covers the body. The material, the fabric is such that it's conducive to being in the water for an extended period of time. And it's really a question of comfort. I think women should have the right to be able to dress how they feel comfortable. And if they're not comfortable exposing themselves, then that's something that the government should not be mandating, that it's not acceptable.
Do you think that there is some type of compromise here rather than just a ban or tolerance? Do you think there is a good middle ground, or what is the solution here?
Well, Article 9 of the European Convention on Human Rights guarantees people in France and across Europe basic religious freedom and the right to have their views and their thoughts. And people should be able to practice their religion without fear of retribution from the government, without fear of having to pay fines. The fact that this is being billed as a national security issue, I mean, realistically speaking, the fact that a woman is covered and wearing a burkini and in the ocean, I think to many people, like, it's kind of ludicrous, the idea that this could be a threat to national security. So I think realistically speaking, it's important to be balanced in our approach and what kind of policies are being implemented. And this is one particular policy that I think it clearly marginalizes specifically the Muslim population within France, and it's just something that has garnered the interest of human rights activists across the world, really, and we're hoping that France will overturn the ban in other cities as well.
All right, Zainab Chaudhry, as always, we appreciate your insight. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.